About a month ago, Justice Geason was found guilty of two offences, one count of assault and one count of emotional abuse. The complainant or the survivor was his fiancée. The assault, the first count, related to an incident in October 2023 where the magistrate found that Justice Geason had struck or pushed his fiancée a number of times, causing her to lose balance. This led to her hitting her head against a mantelpiece, and she sustained both concussion and bruising. The second offence, the emotional abuse count, that the magistrate found related to a pattern of behaviour which went over a period of months, and it included tracking her using her mobile. It included constant or repeated vicious insults and screaming at her, and it included trying to control her relationships with other people, in particular male friends.
So Justice Geason was sentenced and convicted earlier this month. What sentence, Damien, did he receive, and what comments did the magistrate make in passing it?
Yes, well, he received a 12-month community corrections order, which included 100 hours of community work. Justice Geason was, as part of this, ordered to continue to have psychiatric or psychological treatment to address the issues, his offending issues and why he offends. The magistrate described this as a serious example of assault and emotional abuse. And she also noted when she sentenced him that he had a lack of remorse even after the guilty verdict.
So last week, Justice Geason resigned from the bench, and that decision resolved a massive potential headache for the Tasmanian Government. Up until his resignation, what was the challenge it faced?
Well, Ros, it was a very interesting situation. What had happened was this revealed that the legislation and the legal framework around suspending or removing a judge in Tasmania was very unclear, very murky. The relevant legislation dated back to the 1850s and was very unclear. And what had happened was that when he was first charged in December 2023, the government moved to suspend him, but it was unclear whether it had the power to do so. And Justice Geason's lawyers actually challenged this suspension. So what ended up happening back then was that Geason agreed to not sit on the bench and hear cases until the conclusion of the criminal proceedings. But throughout that period, he was still earning his $500,000 annual wage. Now, there was a very clear and widespread expectation that if he was found guilty of any offences, he'd immediately resign. When he was found guilty, he didn't resign. So then, a month later, his sentencing happened, and the day before the sentencing, his lawyers announced that he would resign. Then the sentencing took place, and he didn't resign. And so again, sort of confusion and consternation from the Tasmanian Government and perhaps the community more broadly. Then that led to the Tasmanian Government issuing a press release saying unless he resigned immediately, at the first opportunity when the Parliament sat, there would be a vote, a parliamentary vote calling for his removal by the Governor. The following workday, I think this was on the Friday, then on the Monday, he did resign, and that meant that the Parliament didn't have to go the nuclear option of having a parliamentary vote to get rid of him.
More on the Law Report at 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on RN and, of course, on the ABC Listen app. Damien, thank you.
Cheers.